Hello, survivors, and welcome to another episode of Qigong with Kevin, sponsored by Aortic Hope. And shout out to Aortic Hope for all the great things they do for us aortic aneurysm and dissection survivors. I'm in the backyard today in Sarasota. It's a hot day. It's a noisy day. The house is right by the airport, and our neighbors have projects going on, but join in. We're going to do move some chi and low qigong movements. So find a comfortable chair. Today will be a seated exercise. And let's move some chi. So let's start with feet shoulder width apart, firmly planted on the ground. And of course, you know, survivors, that we need to clear everything we do with our cardiologists and thoracic surgeons and doctors and make sure they know you're doing mild exercise. Of course, Qigong is great for survivors because we're avoiding intense muscular pushing, and we're just flowing, moving our arms and our legs and moving the chi and blood through our bodies. So start off with some warm-ups. Let's do spinal cord breathing like we always do. Make a couple of fists, very light fists, like you're holding a baby bird. Breathe in, shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the chin in. Breathe in, belly goes out, shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the chin in. Breathe in. Inhale, exhale, breathe out. Shoulders back on the inhale. Chin tucked in. Arms come forward on the exhale. Okay, back to center, survivors. Let's do some turtleneck, working the upper spinal cord, the cervical section of our spinal cord. We're going to start by putting our hands on our knees, tucking our chin in, moving forward just like that turtle, pushing his head out of his shell. Slowly, chin up, smile on your face. Back down again. Stretch that turtleneck, survivors. Chin up. Head back. 3 more times, survivors. Last time. All right, survivors, now we're going to reverse and do a crane's neck. Just like a crane swooping down to catch the fish in the marsh. Chin forward, tuck the chin in, back up. Good. Last time, survivors. All right, one of my favorite marsh flowers is the lotus. And I know that we've done lotus flows before. We're going to do a hybrid lotus flow this morning to work our arms and our shoulders. So we'll start by palms up, facing out, elbows tucked in, and we will slowly bring our palms in, elbows out. The lotus, tracing the outside of a lotus flower. Imagine a lotus flower coming up out of the marsh, and you're tracing the petals on the lotus flower. Inhale, arms open up, belly expands. Exhale, engage. Hands come together. Lotus flower closes. Morning time, lotus flower opens up to receive the sunlight. Exhale, nighttime, lotus flower closes. Inhale, lotus flower opens up, receiving all the energy from the sun and the stars. Exhale, lotus flower closes. Again, inhale, lotus flower opens up. Exhale, lotus flower closes at night. This movement opens up the channels in our arm, the yin and yang channels, running from our fingertips up to our shoulders and throughout the rest of our body. Exhale, lotus closes. This time, survivors, we're going to open up the lotus flower to the cosmos. Stretch your arms open. On the inhale, hold it for a moment, receiving the power of the cosmos. Nighttime, lotus flower closes. Inhale, open up wide. Exhale, lotus flower closes. Again, survivors, inhale, lotus flower opens, palms up. Let's gather heavenly chi and carry it down to our lower dantian. Store it in our lower abdomen. Smile on our face. Interlace your fingers, survivors. Press out. Hold. Inhale. Rest in. Exhale. Press out. Inhale. Press in. This flow opens again both the yin and yang meridians in our arms. Exhale. Press out. Engage. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Fingers spread apart like you're opening curtains, survivors. Hold. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back in. Let's do the butterfly. Arms up, gathering heavenly chi. Turn our palms down as our butterfly wings fly down. Wings up on the inhale. Exhale. Palms flow down. Chi rises and chi falls. 3 more times, survivors. Chi rises and chi falls. Chi rises. Chi falls. Last time, survivors. Chi rises on the inhale. Belly expands. Exhale, chi falls. I have a pool full of water behind me and I swim in it every day. And I love some of the water flows. This flow is called fountain. Inhale, water rises. Exhale, water falls. 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 Place our fingers against survivors. Palms out. Press out. Hold. 3, 2, 1. We're working our shoulders and upper body today. Separate our fingers, opening curtains. Twist our palms back towards our heart. Elbows out and down just a little bit. This pose is called Sanzhuang, tree pose. Stand as you're holding your arms around a tree. We're going to do it for 15 seconds today, survivors. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Breathe in through your belly. 8, 7. On the exhale, let your belly come back towards your spine. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your hands to your knees, palms up. Let's do a single push, survivors. Right arm goes out. Look over to your right. Right arm comes back down. Left arm goes out. Right arm pushes back. Look to your left. Right arm comes up. Push to your right, survivors. Left arm up. Push to your left. Let's do pull the bow, shoot the arrow. Cross our hands. Inner arm pushes out to the left. Right arm pulls the bowstring back. Look at the prey. Come back around. Inner arm presses out. Working those shoulders. Pull the bow. Shoot the arrow. Come back, palms facing our heart. We're going to hold up the heavens. Press up, survivors. This big smile on our face. Bring that heavenly chi down. Again, rotate the palms, press heavenly chi up, holding up the heavens. This time, right arm drops down, pressing against the earth. Left arm pressing up against the heavens. Right arm pressing down against the earth. Change hands, right hand presses up, left hand presses down. Repeat, opposite side. Clearly, both survivors. All right, let's come back to center. Let's move some chi in a few directions, and then we're going to talk about an acupressure point called Hegu, which I really like. It's a very, very powerful acupressure point. So palms up, chi flows out. We've done this many times. Chi flows in, chi expands, survivors. Chi contracts. Chi rises. Chi falls. Chi gathers. Chi disperses. Chi flows out. Chi flows in. Chi expands. Chi contracts. All right, survivors, I'm going to grab a chair and get closer. So today we're going to talk about an acupressure point that I call Hegu, H-E-G-U. That's the Mandarin name for this point. It's really large intestine 4 on, it's point number 4 on the large intestine channel. And large intestine channel runs from the tip of the index finger all the way up the arm, up the neck, across the philtrum, and ends right in the labionasal groove right here. So this channel connects the hands with the face and the upper part of the head. It's a very important point. I want to tell you just a little bit of history about the point. In 1972, when the United States and China formalized relationship, President Nixon at the time went to China. He saw in the hospitals there doctors using an acupuncture needle on large intestine 4 as anesthesia for patients going into surgery. That was the only anesthesia the patients going into surgery had. So it's a very powerful sedating point. Now, because the large intestine channel is connected to the head, it's also very good for headaches. Now, this is a bilateral channel, so it starts on the left, goes up over to the right. Opposite will start on the right, come up and over to the left. So if you have a headache on your left side, you'll want to do acupressure on the right side at large intestine 4 or Haegu. If you have a headache on the left or pain in your head or your neck on the left-hand side, on the right, then you will use your left large intestine 4 point. So I want to show you how to find large intestine 4. Now, large intestine 4 is located at the midpoint on the second metatarsal bone, which runs from the knuckle on the index finger to the end of that second metatarsal bone, which you can feel. If you'll take your finger and run it finger towards the wrist, you'll encounter a little lump. And at that point, that's the end. That is the proximal location, the proximal end of the second metatarsal bone. The distal end is if you take your finger and run it on your index finger bone, that second metatarsal, you'll come up to a point right here. And at that point where the second metatarsal ends, that's the distal end of the bone. Halfway in between is the measurement you're going to use to find Haegu or large intestine 4. Now, the way we find it is put the cap back on the Sharpie, is we run our pointer finger, our index finger, off the bone into the valley. We have 2 ridges, and really the mountains and the valleys form are the basis for Haegu. Gu means valley, and of course the valley is always very rich in nutrients. All the runoff from the mountains, the 2 bones into the valley. So run your finger off of the mountain into the valley. As soon as your finger comes off of the second metatarsal bone, that area right there in the at the midpoint is Haegu. And if you'll take your finger and press into there, you can elicit a very powerful parasympathetic vagus nerve response, a very good point for relieving headaches and neck pain. Extremely powerful point. I really like to massage Haegu, this point, daily. I've read some articles recently that this point's also been used as an effective health management system for the skin. If you want your skin to look really well, rub Hegu daily. Regardless, rubbing Hegu does help downregulate sympathetic anxiety, fight or flight anxiety, and has been shown to relieve pain. There are quite a number of National Institute of Health papers that talk about Hegu. If you want to do some personal research on the effectiveness of large intestine 4 and Hegu, then I highly recommend checking out Google. Just Google large intestine 4 point NIH, National Institute of Health. Same on the other hand, going to find the distal end of the second metatarsal bone. We're going to find the proximal end. We're going to come halfway, come off of the mountain into the valley, and give it a good press in there, a good rubbing. So that's the acupressure lesson for the day, Hegu. We've been talking about different acupressure points over the last couple of weeks, and we will continue to do that. I hope you have a wonderful week, survivors. Big shout out again to Aortic Hope for all they do. Remember to always practice the upper body. Let that chi flow in any direction that you're moved to let the chi flow. Chi flows out, in, expands, contracts, rises, falls, gathers, and disperses. Survivors, hope your week is wonderful. Thank you for watching today, and may you be blessed and filled with chi.